Well, good morning or afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Good day or night to you. I want to talk to you about some cool little features in xLights, unless you've been hiding under a rock, that you may find useful as you are building your shows. If you're new to xLights, there's a lot to learn. There's a lot of cool little short tricks that you can learn along the way. But one of my favorites is taking advantage of right-clicking on a group of models and telling them that you want to do something. The bulk edit feature is really great. And what brings this to mind is a recent helping of a gentleman that was trying to decide whether they should stay with absolute channels or channel addressing or just rip off the Band-Aid and move to universal addressing. And I said, rip off that Band-Aid, man! It's 2019, it's time. So in that process, we were looking at the ways in which the gentleman wanted to run his particular show. Power injection did not scare him at all. He says, I want to run all of my candy canes and all of my arches and all of my trees, everything just out of a port. One port. I want to run a bunch of stuff out of a port. Not a problem. We can certainly do that. So we wanted to make sure that he understood the importance when you are setting up universal addressing. And if you have a Falcon controller, it's real good idea to take advantage of the controller connection and tell it what port it is on. That is the pigtail plug port number on your controller. And mine, for this little flake over here, is set to 21. And for my window, it's set to 22. And the other window is for port 23. And for the last flake here, port 24. I run these all separately because I have a little box right up here, a little Falcon receiver that runs from my Falcon F48. And that feeds just these 4 items. And that's the way I like it. Now, could I add more? Sure, I could put another flake under here and run that off of this first flake or off of the windows. I got plenty of room before I have to worry about power and data degradation because my point of entry for power and data is right up here, tucked behind these icicles in the very center, in a little CG2000 box. And I've got other videos on that so you can search. What if I had this wild idea that I wanted to run all 4 of these props here off of one output? I could certainly do it. But what if I wanted to do that all over my house and change my strategy for data power management? I'd have to click on this, then click over here, change this to a number. Click over here, change this to a different number. Click here, change this to a different number. And there's a better way, and I want to show you what I mean. Perhaps I want all of these to be on port 21, and they're going to daisy chain after this. Okay? All I have to do is click on the first one, hold down the Control key, click, click, click. I have my 4 models selected that I would like to have defined with the same output number for that controller pigtail. Right click on any one of them, bulk edit, controller connection, and another window pops up. And now I can change this to whatever I like. If I click 21, which is what this original first chroma flake here is, and I apply this to all of them, now this is 21, or get in the habit of looking at your window up here too, because this is important. Universe, start, end, channel begin, channel end, and the controller connection. And you'll see that that is 21, this is 21, this window is 21, and the final flake is 21. How cool is that? You can do that with anything. You can grab a whole group of arches and go to town. You probably don't want the candy cane. Oop, boop. Oh, look what I did. Look what I did. You got to get these things just right. Yeah, that works. So again, I could right click on all of these arches, bulk edit, controller connection, and change them all to a specific number for the port output of that controller, all in one fell swoop. I've always loved that term. That term, fell swoop. Sounds very Hollywood. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Practice, practice, practice. Hit Control Z when you make mistakes like that. If you are done with something and you're afraid you're going to make mistakes, lock it. Now look what happens when I move it. Look, I'm moving it. It's not going anywhere. It's because it's locked. You want to know something else that's cool? Is you can put a lasso around a bunch of things. Right click, lock. Now this whole section's locked. I can't move it. Trying to. So, and you can reverse that. Take that whole section, right click, unlock, and now I can mess it up again. How cool is that? All right, bulk edit is your friend. It's not just for sequencing. It is also for making changes with controller connection. Or lassoing is your friend. It's great for making changes to many things at one time. One more example here. If I wanted to take these spheres, these top two spheres, right click, I can do a line to top and that will line them up perfectly. So right click is your friend, unless you're on a Macintosh, and then you would hold down, I believe it's another button, don't matter. But you hold a button down, you get the same thing as Windows. I think they stole it from Windows, but don't tell the Mac people I said that because they get really, really upset. That's all I have for you. Take care.